Afternoon, Merry Rompers. How are we doing? Well, let's see what Uncle Jake has in mind for Mark. This is chapter 5, and it's entitled Earn It. I'm starting to understand what Uncle Jake meant about my attitude, and I'm starting to understand that I have the wrong attitude about a lot of things. Of course, even though it was Sunday, the day started with a workout. Uncle Jake is big on workouts, isn't he? Again, it was a really good workout. And even though I've become stronger, I still have a long way to go to be as strong as Uncle Jake. He brought up last summer and asked me if I remembered doing 100 pull-ups. Of course I did. I didn't do them in a row, but I did them. How long do you think it took you to do 100 pull-ups? Uncle Jake asked. I don't know, maybe 45 minutes or an hour. I know I needed to rest a bunch. Uncle Jake pointed to my watch. Get ready to time me, he said. I put my watch into stopwatch mode. Ready, I told him. Set, go. With that, he jumped up onto the pull-up bar. I was counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's not little to me, it's my whole summer. Oh, wait a second, that's the wrong place. That's what happens if you don't have a book. You gotta do pieces of paper. I didn't mean to go back there. Ready, I told him. Set, go, he said. With that, he jumped up onto the pull-up bar. I was counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He didn't even look fazed. 22, 23, 24, 25. He still didn't even slow down. 36, 37, 38. Uncle Jake was like a pull-up machine. He kept going. 48, 49, 50, 51, 52. He took a pause right before 53, then did 7 more and got in 60 in one set. Then he shook his arms a bit, jumped back on the bar, and did another 20, getting all the way to 80. He jumped on the bar for 81, 82, 83. He dropped off the bar at 93, then jumped back up and did his last 7 for a total of 100. As soon as he finished, he dropped off the bar, looked at me, and shouted, "Time." I pressed stop on the stopwatch. "How'd I do?" he asked. 4 minutes and 34 seconds, I told him. "Roger that. Not too bad." "Not too bad," I replied. "That's crazy. It took me 45 minutes. But I can do better. I need to keep working hard," he told me. "I guess I need to keep working hard too," I said. "We all do," he replied. He paused for a moment before speaking again. "So what's going on with the bike that you want so bad?" "The Bentley? Oh, it's awesome," I told him. "What makes it so awesome?" he asked. "Everything," I told him. "It's got a super comfy seat, sweet handlebars, and it's all shiny silver and gold rims." "Gold, huh?" Jake said. "Yeah, super shiny." I was excited, but the look on Uncle Jake's face made me think maybe I shouldn't be so excited about it. "Okay, so you want a super shiny Bentley, but what about the bike that you have right now?" "That old bike?" "Oh, that bike is junk," I told him. "Where is it?" he asked. "Outside by the shed." "Well, go get it. I want to have a look." I walked out of the garage where we were working out and over to the shed, then grabbed my junky old bike that was leaning against the shed, and I brought it back to the garage. "Bring it in," Uncle Jake said. So I brought the old rust bucket right into the garage. Once in there, I tried to put down the kickstand, but it wouldn't budge. So I laid the bike down on the ground. I stepped back and had a look. The tires were flat, the rims were rusty, one of the pedals was broken in half, one of the grips was all tattered and about to fall off. The seat was twisted and worn, and the frame of the bike itself had spots of rust all over it. "Junk," I said to Uncle Jake. "You think so?" "Yeah, look at it." "I am looking at it." "How long have you had it?" 2 years. "And your mom doesn't think you need a new one?" he asked. This is where things got kind of tricky. And this is where I started to realize my attitude was not good. Well, I told him, "Not exactly." "What do you mean, not exactly?" "Yep. Like I said, this is where I had some explaining to do. I mean, my mom knows I need a new bike, but she won't get me one. She says I don't deserve it." "She says you don't deserve it. Why not?" "Because of this," I said shamefully as I pointed to my old, rusty piece of junk bike. "She said I didn't take care of it." Uncle Jake laughed. "I have to agree with your mom. It doesn't look like you took care of this at all. If you take care of a bike properly, it will last forever. But if you don't take care of it, well, this is what you get." Uncle Jake said as he pointed to my old rusty bike. Then he looked back at me, got very serious, and said, "In the SEAL teams, we have a saying, take care of your gear, and your gear will take care of you." Boy, is that true. We applied that to every piece of gear we used: our parachutes, our scuba equipment, our weapons, our radios. Not just our personal gear either, our boats and motors, our vehicles, everything. You know what happens if you don't take care of your parachute? I was pretty sure I knew the answer to that question, but before I could get it out of my mouth, Uncle Jake answered, "You die." And it's the same with your scuba gear. If it fails, you die. Our weapons, our radios, our boats, and our motors and vehicles, all of it. If we don't take care of our gear, it could cost us our lives. So we take care of our gear, all the time, every time. We take care of our gear. But it looks like you didn't. So your mom is right. She would be silly to spend her hard-earned money on gear for you. You don't take care of your gear. You don't deserve a new bike. I didn't know what to say because obviously Uncle Jake was right. I hadn't taken care of the bike the way I should have. That was why it was in such bad condition. The thing was, even though I knew I was wrong, I still wanted a new bike. And I actually needed a new bike since this one was a disaster. And I had an idea. But I still need a new bike. So maybe if I explain to my mom that I will take care of it, she will buy me one. That seemed like a good idea to me. "Really?" Uncle Jake said in a voice that made me think it wasn't such a good idea. "How much does this new bike cost?" he asked me. "The Bentley bike costs $189, I told him. $189. He said with a look of surprise on his face. "That's a lot of money, especially for a kid who already wasted a bunch of money letting this bike get ruined." "It's not that much money for my mom," I told him, figuring that since my mom has a car and a house and other stuff that costs way more than $189, that much money couldn't be very important to her. When those words really came out of my mouth, Uncle Jake didn't look happy. Then he shook his head as if he was really disappointed in what I just said. $189 is definitely a lot of money. $10 is a lot of money. In fact, $1 is a lot of money when you actually have to earn it, like your mom does. You don't work for your money. Or maybe it doesn't seem like much to you. Then Uncle Jake got a look on his face, the kind of look that makes me a little nervous. "Let me ask you this," he said.
"Low battery.
"How bad
Low
do you
battery.
want that Bentley bike?"
Low battery.
It's my telephone talking to me. "Yes," I said to myself. "Uncle Jake is going to get me that bike. He is the best. I really want it, bad. But it would be so awesome to have. It is the coolest bike ever. And if I got it, that would be the best thing in the world." I told him all this just to get the deal sealed and to make sure he would get it for me. "Okay," he said. There was a long pause after he said this. Part of my mind thought that okay meant, "Okay, I'll get the bike for you, young Mark, because you are such a great kid." But part of me thought he might have more to say, and it wasn't going to be what I wanted to hear. That part turned out to be correct. He did have more to say, and it wasn't what I wanted to hear. "Then you'll have to earn it." "Earn it," I said. "Yeah, earn it. You see, you don't even really understand what that means. As a kid, your parents pretty much give you everything. Your food, your clothes, your bed, the roof over your house, the roof over your head, even this rusty bike here. And when you are given things for free, you don't appreciate their value, what they're worth. You don't appreciate that someone worked hard to get the money to buy you that bike. When you don't appreciate something, you don't take care of it. That's what happened to this bike here, right?" Uncle Jake was correct. I haven't ever really thought about that. "Yes, Uncle Jake, that's what happened." "Okay then, so if you want that new Bentley bike, you're going to earn it. Understand?" I thought about this for a second, and I realized I didn't understand. "Actually, Uncle Jake, I don't understand. I'm a kid. I don't have a job. How can I earn it?" "Two ways. First, you're going to fix up this bike. Not only are you going to get it working again, you're going to make it nice so you can sell it and earn some money. And second, you're going to get a job. There is no reason a healthy kid like you can't find a way to make money." "Doing what?" I asked, not sure if this was the most realistic plan in the world. I was a kid, for crying out loud. "Doing work. Now, let's go get cleaned up." And with that, we walked out of the house. It seemed like my whole summer just changed. That's the end of chapter 5. Okay, well, I'm going to go off and do some things, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow.